What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it's going to be all about my favorite high-end products. If you're new to my channel and you don't know my background, I actually used to work at Sephora from the years 2011 to 2018. So a really large gap of my life. And I really got to see the makeup industry just boom with social media during that time. But within those 7 years of working there, I fell in love with so many amazing products. A lot of the time, some of these high-end products can just be a hype, if I'm being honest. But when you're actually working in the industry and working alongside with these products, knowing the background behind them, knowing the ingredients, knowing what it takes to make some of these things, you really develop a love for just the story behind it. That's really what happened to me, just getting to know these brands and learning about what you're purchasing and buying and what you're putting on your face. But without further ado, if you like videos like this, just give them a big thumbs up and let's just get into the look. First step we're gonna go into is priming the skin, and I'm gonna be using my Elysian Continuum finishing treatment. I've used this quite a bit on my channel. I love this stuff. Not only is it great for priming the skin and just leaving your skin so soft and poreless and truly amazing, it has a lot of skincare benefits to it. So I love products like that that can do a little bit for me while I'm wearing it. I'm going to be starting with eyes first today. So I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Light Beige. My favorite high-end concealer as of the last 2 years. Absolutely love it. I think it really does a good job of priming my eyes for eyeshadows. I feel like my eyeshadows still last, and even though this is a hydrating concealer, I don't feel like anything creases on my eyes or anything like that. So I do enjoy using this first. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this ByTerry Hydra powder. This is in a no color, and just lightly go over that just to give it a really nice set. Now the palette we're going to be using today, I'm so excited because I wanted this for so long and I just got it at the Sephora VIB sale. It's the Natasha Gold palette. You guys, this palette, I've already used it a few times and it has jumped to one of my favorite palettes that I own. I feel like I say that a lot, not a lot, but this truly wowed me. These are so extremely creamy and pigmented. And a lot of times when you have pigmented eyeshadows, they might take a little extra time to blend just because their pigment is like bam. And not this at all. This blends so easily. The look that I'm going to create with it, I actually did the other day and I put it on my Instagram and you guys loved it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use that look to film in this video because I loved it too and I want to see it for a second time. So I'm going to grab my Smith 232 brush and we're going to go into this shade right here. It's called Sandstone. Some of these shades look very similar in the pan, but when you actually apply it to the eye, they are very different. Not like very, very different, but tones matter to me, so they are different. And I'm just gonna work this color basically all over. I'm gonna put it into my crease for the majority of the deposit, and then I'm gonna work my way down on the outside of my eye right here. And I'm just picking up a little bit at a time because like I said, these are super pigmented and I don't wanna deposit a lot on the eye. But you can already see how quickly it just builds up. Now I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It's called Teak and it's a little bit darker. And I'm gonna go in with my Smith 230 brush and I'm gonna focus this one a little bit more in the crease just to add a little bit of depth and then also bring it down slightly on the outer parts of the lid. So I'm just taking my time, blending it into the crease, building up that depth. It's so pretty. Seriously, so pretty. Now I'm going to go in with this Rephr 01 brush with the first two shadows that we use, and I'm going to line my lash line with them. And this is how I always start my smoky liner, using whatever I used in my crease and just transition shades. I bring them right here, and we're just going to build along the lash line. And then because I do like that wing effect, I just bring it outwards, straight towards the temples, and focus on just getting that nice blend. Now I'm gonna grab this Sigma E21 brush and we're gonna build up on that wing. So we're gonna go into this dark brown shadow, it's called Log, and I'm just going to dip into there and really press and push along the lash line. I don't wanna cover too much of the initial shadow that we laid down. So this small brush will help me get a little bit more detailed and a little closer to the lash line. And then as you build up, just slightly go ahead and push out, creating that wing effect. Now when it comes to the wing, don't worry about getting it too perfectly because we are going to go in and clean it up anyway, and that's going to make it nice, crisp, and sharp. So now for the next few parts, it's going to get a little crazy here, but bear with me. So now we're going to move into Cava, which is this beautiful gold shimmery shade. What I love about it is when you touch it, it doesn't really have a lot of pigment to it, but more of that shimmery goldness, which is what I want. Just that sprinkle of looking like diamonds on the eyes. So I'm going to go in with my finger for this, and you can kind of see like how soft it is because it's just going to give that crushed diamond effect. So what I'm going to do is lightly start tapping all over my entire lid with it. From the inner part of the eye to the center, to the end, and I'm even pushing it into my crease because I want this look just to be softly blown out over the eye. Now, if you don't like using your fingers, I have this brush from ColourPop. It's the E1 brush. I don't think I have a brush like this, honestly. It's like stiff here, but then fluffy up there. So sometimes I like to use that for that loose shadow, and you can just lightly bring it across, and I feel like it grabs this color really nicely too. Now this is the fun part. I absolutely love these pops of blue, teal, whatever they are, they're gorgeous. And I wanted to make it a little bit more wearable, but still play with this. So what I'm gonna do, this one's called Python, and I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush. This is my Morphe 506, and I'm just going to lightly dip into that, and I'm gonna go right over the wing. And these colors are so pigmented, so little goes a long way. And again, I'm just gonna lightly go right over that dark brown that we used for the wing. And the reason why I put that dark brown there first, because I feel like it helps to dull down the teal just a little bit so it doesn't look as like stark color on your lid if you were somebody who doesn't like to wear color, but you wanted to incorporate it in more of like a natural pop way. This will do that for you. Once you have that shade down to your desired pigment, now we're gonna go into this shade, which is called Aurora. It reminds me of the same formula as this, so it's just really nice, light diamond effect. Same brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and dip on that, and I'm gonna go right over the teal. So I'm just giving this eye this really soft diamond look, kind of all over everything. Now I'm gonna go back in with my E21, back into that dark brown, the shade Log, and I'm gonna push along the lash line, not covering that teal, but I just wanna deepen up the lash line a little bit. And now all I do is take a little oil on a cotton round and clean up the edges so you can get a really nice crisp line. Moving on to foundation, our skin is already prepped for it. So I'm gonna be mixing two of my all-time favorite foundations ever. This is the Too Faced Born This Way, and this is in the shade Warm Nude. And this is the Dior Forever Skin Glow, and this is in the shade 2W. So I self-tan a lot. As you can see, my face is pretty light compared to my body. I don't really self-tan the face. I just don't feel a need for it since I'm constantly using skincare and it's exfoliating it off quickly anyway. But I love to mix these two because depending on my darkest to my lightest, I kind of manipulate each foundation to get the perfect color. Before going in with this foundation though, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is in the shade 3. This really just gives a nice amp to the skin for some glow. I love glowing skin. It's my favorite. So this really does work for that. You can apply it all over. You could apply it just to the high points of the face. You could apply it to your foundation. You could apply it on top of it. You can do a lot. I'm just gonna take my Hourglass foundation brush to buff all of this in. It's my favorite foundation brush at the moment. So that foundation gives me a nice medium coverage, which is what I like because any areas that I want a little fuller, I just go in with concealer. For concealer, I'm gonna be going in with this. This is brand new to my collection. It is the Dior Forever Skin Corrector. This stuff is nice. This actually reminds me a lot of my Too Faced Born This Way, but this to me has a little bit more coverage. This also has a little bit more of a peachy tone to it, which I wanted because I get really blue throughout here, and peachy just helps to cover that color a lot better. But then I'm gonna go back in with my Too Faced one, and anywhere that I want a little more coverage, maybe some acne spots that are healing, and around the nose. And then I'll just bring a little bit here for some extra added coverage as well. And these concealers really do help to get the look of being full coverage without being too heavy, too much. And that's why I like to let my concealers do the extra coverage, because if I went in with a full coverage foundation and then I go in with a full coverage concealer, I'll just feel like way too much makeup, and that's not the type of look that I like to go for. So when I do it this way, I feel like I get the perfect balance. Now it's time to bronze up the skin. I'm gonna go in with a cream product before I go in with a powder. I feel like it really helps with the makeup longevity. Now this product is brand new, but I've already fallen in love with it. I think I've used it about 5 times already, and it is just amazing. But it is the new Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzers. I just talked about this in another video. This is so nice. If you like something that looks just effortless and natural and just really bronze from within, this is your product. You can layer and layer and layer and it still looks good. So my shade is in the color Macchiato, and I'm going to be using my Rephr 04 brush to use that with. This is the best cream product brush. This is one of the best brushes I own, but I love using this for cream products. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend this into the skin. And that's just like one soft layer. It is so nice. But again, you could build up if you need it to be a little bit darker. I just love that you can blend and build, and you just still get natural looking color even as it gets darker. Continuing with the creams, another product from Fenty. This is so good. This color is in the shade Petal Poppin. I bought 3 different colors from her, and I just love them. They are just so effortlessly looking. Like, it looks so intimidating on the pan, but when you actually put it on the skin, it's just that little bit of color that you need. I'm blown away. But like I said, you can build up on it if you want more. So I'm just going to put this down first, so when we put the blush on, it'll have something a little extra to pop to. Now to start setting the face, I'm going to go back in with that ByTerry colorless Hydra powder and just go ahead and get up underneath the eyes so that's all set so it doesn't crease. Get around the chin, forehead. This powder is so finely milled that even if you were the driest person in the world and you like the look of set makeup, but you can't because you're just so dry, this would be perfect for you because it does not even give the slightest look of powder on the skin. Now to take it a step further to set the face, I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Flawless Powder. This is in shade 2. Love this. Just gives that beautiful airbrush finish. Doesn't add that extra coverage, but gives that really soft airbrush finish to the skin. For my contour and highlighting powder, we're gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. One of my favorite products of all time. This is such a beautiful duo. And this is gonna work perfectly to set those creams that we put down and just give that added dimension and color back into the skin. Then I'm gonna grab the Morphe 510 brush, dip into the highlight. Gives you the most perfect glow. Now I just want to be a little bit more bronzed, so I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light Bronzer. I love this. As you can see, it is completely hit pan, but we're going to get all of it out, and I'm going to go in with my Japanese highlighting brush. And I just love the warmth that this gives, and it does give some added sheen glow to it. Just looks so beautiful on the skin. Now for blush, I've worn this color so many times. It's one of my favorite blushes that I own, and it's by Lorac. This is the color Prism. It's so pretty. It's just one of those blushes that you can do with any look, whether it's a cool look or a warm look, a neutral look. This blush just goes with everything, so I love it. Now I'm going to use my Rephr 05 brush to apply it. And it's pretty pigmented, so you really don't have to dip it in a lot, which is why it doesn't really look like this has been used as much as it has. But I mean, I literally just tap it and you get so much color. So it'll last you a long time. And I like to bring a little bit on the forehead, bring it a little close to the nose because I do like that flushed look. but it's such a perfect color. Now to save a little time, I'm gonna do my brows off camera, but I'm gonna be going in with these products. They're the Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown and the Pomade in medium brown, and I'm gonna top it with my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. These are my favorite brow products of life. I actually have an updated video using these products, so I'll link it for you guys above if you wanna see it. It's a really nice in-depth tutorial, and it's really close up for you. So I will be right back. Now that the brows are on, we're gonna move to finishing the eyes. So we're gonna go back into the gold palette, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use this lighter shade right here. It is called Sandstone again. I might use a little bit of teak as well, just to give it a little bit more depth to it. So I'm gonna grab my Sigma E27 brush. I love this brush for the lower lash line. So I'm gonna start with Sandstone first, and I like to be pretty generous with this. I like when my eyeshadows kind of come down a little bit lower, as long as they're on the lighter side. I don't want to take like a really, really dark eyeshadow and bring it down to here. But when I take a lighter shade and I bring it down a little further, I feel like it helps to kind of cover my wrinkles a little more. It's a little tip for you. But it also adds just a little bit more of that nice kind of smoky look to it, but it's still so subtle. So now when it comes to lashes, I do want to give you two options in case you don't want to wear false lashes, because I will be using false lashes for this look. But if you weren't going to wear false lashes, this is my favorite mascaras ever. So before I go in with any mascara, no matter if it's high-end or drugstore, I am obsessed with this Dior Maximizing Lash Primer. I've been using it since probably like 2012. This is the best I've ever tried. It just really helps to amp up your lashes, and it truly helps the mascara as well to give it its best potential. And every time I put this on, it helps to condition your lashes. And I always feel like it makes my lashes look a little bit longer when I go in with this first and then use the mascara. Even when I am going in with false lashes though, I do apply mascara first. So I will still be using this in general. For mascaras, these are my two favorite at the moment. Roller Lash by Benefit. It has been my favorite since it came out. I don't even remember when it came out, like 2014 or something. I have had tubes on tubes on tubes of this. I just love it so much. More recently to my collection though is the Nars Climax mascara. Absolutely love this stuff. Sometimes I'll even double them up together to get that nice volume and length together. It is heaven. But for now, I'm just going to use these two a little bit before I apply my lashes. So the lashes are on, but they are currently unknown at the moment because one of my longtime clients and friends sent me these lashes. I think she's trying to start up her own lash company, so she sent me two to try out, and I've been absolutely loving these. So I'll keep you guys updated for those of you who really like these and would like to know what they are, if that ends up happening and she does create a line, because these are amazing. So I'm just gonna take my hair out now and fluff it out since the entire face is done, and now all we have to do is the lips. So for lips, I'm gonna try to keep it a little simple. I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever lip liner in 3C. They've actually changed their packaging on their lip liners now, but I still have this one left, so I'm gonna use it up until I buy another one. And then I'm gonna go in with my Nars lipstick in Belle de Jour. It is such a beautiful, soft, nude. It really goes with any type of look that you want, and I just love the sheen that it gives. Now to set this entire look, I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. It's my favorite setting spray because it drenches my face. This really does help to just kind of melt down any powders left behind and give the face a beautiful finish. And of course, fanning it down with my Patrick Ta fan. I love this fan. But that completes the finished look. I hope you guys enjoy. I definitely want to make another video version of this, but the drugstore, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. I'm still on the hunt for a drugstore foundation. I have not found one that I love. I have gotten some DMs about ones that I should try, but a lot of them that I've tried, I don't like them. I feel like they don't do my skin justice the way some of these other high-end products. So if you guys would like to leave some comments down for me to try some things to put in a video, please let me know. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's not about how much something costs. It's about how it makes you feel and how you like it. I have a lot of drugstore items that are so near and dear to my heart, and a lot of high-end that are so near and dear to my heart. So it's what makes you feel good, and that's the most important. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all my videos if you guys like to see more. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram. My name is Amanda Devon, and that's it. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.